Hey guys, welcome back to this week's HanSelah video. So, quick story time. I have a friend who's currently in Brazil, and every single week she sends me pictures of the most beautiful sunrises and sunsets. And every time she sends these, I am always in awe, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I should totally paint this. And I realized that I've never actually ever painted a seascape or clouds or the ocean. And I was like, oh, okay, well this has got to change. So I dropped her a message and asked if I could paint one of her pictures, and she said, yeah, go for it, of course. I was like, okay, let's do it. So last week I went on a giant art haul. If you haven't seen the video, just click up here. And I got a whole bunch of these little mini canvases, and I thought that would be pretty cool to practice technique. And especially since I have never ever painted a seascape, I didn't really know what to do, what not to do, and this is kind of just an experimental video, and you guys can kind of see how I go along and tackle the seascape. Actually, let me take it off the easel, because I don't know why I'm holding the easel, there's no point. So here we go, this is it. Currently it's unvarnished, and I'm going to varnish it this afternoon, so you'll see it nice and varnished in the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up if you do, and please subscribe if you want to see more creative content like this. Hope you guys enjoy. So to start off, I wanted to do this on a really small mini canvas. I picked up this little tiny canvas at an art sale the other day. In my art haul video, you guys can see all the different ones that I bought. And yeah, so to start off, I was just putting all my paint on my palette. I actually own really big oil paint tubes, but because this is such a small painting, I wanted to use my little ones, and I haven't used them in so long, so some of them were clogged, unfortunately, and I had to just use a little knife to create a hole in them so I can actually get the paint out. This was the linseed oil that I was going to be using, but unfortunately it was sealed closed and I couldn't open it, so I had to just use taupes as my thinner. Because this is an oil painting using oil paints, you can't use water to wash your brushes or to thin your paint. You have to use an oil-based medium such as linseed oil, mineral taupes, white spirits, or anything like that that's oil-based and won't separate from your paint, and it also won't mess up your brushes and destroy them. Oil paint is obviously very thick, so you have to use some sort of thinner that will make it a lot easier to mix and to just kind of use on your canvas. Otherwise you're going to have a very, very thick textured painting, and it'll be very difficult to blend your colors if you don't have a thinner. As you can see, I spent quite a bit of time trying to mix colors and sort of get these beautiful pastels that were in the image. Obviously you can't just use paint straight out of the tube, because you will never have something that's like purely yellow or purely red or purely ultramarine blue, you know. So I had to mix them with other sort of colors, and it wasn't just mixing with white and black. As you can see, it's mainly primary colors that I'm working with here, and then you don't really put white and black together in a color to lighten something and then add black to darken it, because that's going to make it go grey and murky, unless that's sort of the color that you're trying to achieve. So I was having lots of fun just mixing colors and figuring out how they were going to work and trying not to make them go murky. Obviously there's a really long dry time on oil paint, and so you don't want your colors to go murky. I actually started this painting during load shedding because I had no electricity and I couldn't do anything, so that's why I was using my cell phone for the reference image. And my camera ran out of storage halfway through, and I couldn't put it on my computer and transfer the files across because there was no electricity and my laptop was dead. And so I did carry on painting, and that's why there seemed to be quite a bit of a jump. Over here I was prepping myself to write my name, so I always do like a little over the area that I want to paint. I'll put my brush over and then I'll sign my name. I actually found this the most stressful part of doing any painting, because it obviously stands out so much on the painting because it's so neat and structured and everything. So I always spend probably more time signing my name than anything else. And yes, I did put my seascape in my daisy pot plant because they are new daisies and they just got potted yesterday, and I think they're so pretty. And because daisies are my favorite flower. So fun fact about Hannah, if you didn't know that, And now it is time for it to dry. So I had to wait 3 days for this thing to dry in order for me to be able to varnish it. I tried to stop it on 3, but I just missed it. So just pretend that that 3 minutes is actually 3 days. And then it was ready to be varnished. So this is the satin varnish that I'm using. It is an artist satin varnish for oil paint, and it said shake well, so I did just that. Also, what I love about this is it is proudly South African, and I'm really keen to try it because I've never used this varnish before. So this is the finished product. I've got it, artwork. You can see I work in advertising, guys. This is the final artwork. At first I thought the clouds weren't really smooth enough, but again, this is my first attempt, so I'm sure as I do more I'll get a lot better. So yeah guys, that is it. That is the video for this week. I hope this maybe inspires you to try something for the first time as well. Something creative, artistic, whether it's a drawing, a painting, even a sketch, like who knows. Or try a new style of art you may not necessarily have had the opportunity to try. I really enjoyed doing this painting, and especially since I haven't worked in oils in so long, it was such a nice thing to be able to get back into it. This painting didn't take long at all. I literally did it over a load shedding session, which was 2 hours, and then obviously I had to wait for it to dry for quite a bit, and then I varnished it obviously a couple of days later. I hope this pushes some of you to use your load shedding time to do something creative as well. I have posted this to my Instagram if you want to see it up nice and close with details, so be sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I also have TikTok, and yeah, those are my socials. So yeah, they're all linked down below in the description though. I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I will see you next Monday.